I'm not Raccoon 1.
And I'm not Raccoon 2.
And this is our podcast, Two Raccoons in a Trench Coat. Today we're going to talk about Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet is a tragedy of two lovers in Verona, Italy, who cannot be together due to their family's feud. This causes them both to take their own lives.
Okay, so starting with character stupidity, which character do you think was the dumbest?
Romeo
Why?
falls in love too easily, and I think that's very dumb of him.
I agree. I think the dumbest character is Romeo.
I feel like Romeo could have handled Juliet's death differently instead of immediately getting poisoned to kill himself.
He heard about it, he was like, oh, well, I guess I'm gonna go buy poison and die immediately. Like, he didn't talk to anyone. He did nothing.
Another thing is the way he found out. Like, he shouldn't have found out the way that he did. And if he had, told everyone that they were married, I feel like they would have been together.
I feel like at the point where they were married, I don't think Capulet would have gotten them divorced. I don't know if he could do that, but I don't think he would.
Because he didn't agree to Paris's marriage proposal until Tybalt's death.
I think he would probably just hate them forever.
Disown them.
Yes.
In my personal opinion, I think that Friar Lawrence was one of the really dumb characters. And my reasoning behind this is he should have told Romeo in person the plan of Juliet drinking the potion.
The fact that they made the entire plan without Romeo and just decided they'd tell him after, I feel like it would have failed from the start no matter what, because they didn't let him know beforehand.
And then when they sent him the letter, it didn't get there in time.
That's exactly their issue, is that it could have been prevented if they would have just talked to him.
In person.
Going into an alternate ending, I think that Romeo and Juliet wouldn't last very long if they had managed to get away to another town.
I agree that if they had run away to a different town, everything would have been better. But the way that they planned to do it was just terrible. And the fact that Romeo wasn't even in on the plan.
Literally.
Was very, again, stupid of him.
They just decided, oh yeah, we'll tell him after. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
He'll understand.
And then they both die. He could have told people things so this outcome wouldn't have happened. So they wouldn't have died.
I hate Friar Lawrence.
Him. I think he should be punished.
I agree.
I think it's all his fault.
I agree. Honestly, Friar Lawrence should be punished because it's all his fault. Well, it's not all his fault, but it's I'd say 90% of what happened that was bad wouldn't have happened if Friar Lawrence could have been a responsible adult. Romeo and Juliet were putting all of their trust into their father, Friar Lawrence.
We interrupt this podcast for our sponsor today, Germany. Mr. Apothecary says many things. Definitely not poison. Use code POISON for 50% off your next purchase. Germany is not responsible for any sickness, poison, or death. I feel like the nurse and Juliet's parents also had a part in who's to blame.
I like Nurse. I think Nurse is a good character. I think she's a funny character, and I have a large bias for her. I don't know why. I like the character, so I feel bad blaming her for stuff because she's also dumb. I feel like she was trying to help, which could be used for the same argument as Friar Lawrence, but I also think that Friar Lawrence was trying to protect his job and his reputation.
Yeah, I understand she was made to be stupid and she was only trying to help. I just feel like when it came time for Juliet to marry Paris, she could have said something because she knew that Romeo and Juliet were married.
Well, she kind of did, didn't she? When Juliet stood up to her parents and said, I'm not marrying this guy, and then her parents started yelling at her, and the nurse fought back.
The nurse said, don't yell at the lady like that, whatever, but never mentioned that Romeo and Juliet were married.
Well, she probably would have gotten her in trouble for that.
But she didn't even mention it afterwards. Then when their engagement was announced, the nurse was excited. She knows that Juliet wants to be happy with Romeo, so why would she be excited for Juliet to marry Paris?
Well, she's dumb.
She could have spoken up about it though. She could have spoken up being no, they're married.
She's supposed to keep it a secret. They got married in secret.
But she didn't have to be so enthusiastic about it.
She was trying to sell it, and she did, didn't she?
I
think they believed her.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all we have for today.
Just a reminder, don't watch your cotton candy. Raccoons will steal it. Say bye.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. I don't know why they're meant to read it if it sucks. I'm not Raccoon 1.
And I'm not Raccoon 2.
You're dumb. I was gonna say literally again. Because, like... They were trusting him to, do, what they needed, or...
Mr. Apothecary... He could have told Romeo he was at least killing his wife. Sells many things. Definitely not poison. I can't do this. How much funnier do you think this would be if, like, we recorded it with a camera?
I cried.
Use code POISON for 50% off your next purchase. Who is to blame?
You're right, it is the ring.
I think that everyone in this play was really dumb.
I think the reader was dumb for reading it. The microphone can't pick up thumbs up. Real. They act like
They're not
little
relatable.
kids. No. Well, yeah, they're not relatable.
This is going at the end of it.